Right, we're going to do a video about a tracking incident with this vehicle. Vehicle's taken somewhere, it's been tracked, and the first thing we've observed is that there are a lot of threads on one side of the track rod end, and there are hardly any threads on the other side of the track rod end. The vehicle is not driving in a straight line. We've calibrated the level indicators and we can take some readings. And we can discuss these readings straight away. We can see that the front and cambers look like they're within tolerance. However, the toe and the camber on the rear are out of tolerance, and the camber out on the rear is causing the rear toe also to be out of tolerance. Looks like we've got a bent rear axle and some sort of issues with the way the track rod ends have been installed onto this vehicle. I'm going to check the tyres, and the depths are all equal, front and rear, and you should ensure that turn plates are under at least the front wheels of the vehicle. And you should check the suspension for damage. It's been checked. VPE should be used on the vehicle. So we've got wing guard, seat cover, steering wheel cover, floor mat, gear lever cover as a minimum. Barrier cream, and gloves for your personal protective equipment, and some sort of face shield or goggles, steel toe cap boots, and some sort of protective coveralls should also be used. Right, cameras on. We've looked at the tracking on this vehicle, and the wheel alignment was incorrect. We've had to correct any other faults before we do the wheel alignment. So we've seen faulty brake pads and discs, so we have replaced those. We've also seen a faulty wishbone. So the bottom wishbone was damaged, so we had to replace that wishbone. There was excessive playing in the bottom ball joint. Should really do them in pairs, so I'd suggest you do both sides when you're doing the bottom wishbone, and then obviously going to check any suspension components while we're here. What we observed was that the tracking threads on the tracking, one side is extremely longer than the other. Just look at this side. So these threads on this side are extremely longer than the other. So there's obviously someone's adjusted this incorrectly. We'll see if we can rectify this problem. Before tracking a vehicle, you should check the trim height. So to check the trim height, you're going to check between the center of the wheel and the bottom of the wheel arch. Again, you would check the wheel and the wheel arch. And you also check tire pressures. Right, cameras on. We've looked at the tracking on this vehicle, and the wheel alignment was incorrect. We've had to correct any other faults before we do the wheel alignment. So we've seen faulty brake pads and discs, so we have replaced those. We've also seen a faulty wishbone. So the bottom wishbone was damaged, so we had to replace that wishbone. There was excessive play in the bottom ball joint. Should really do them in pairs, so I'd suggest you do both sides when you're doing the bottom wishbone, and then obviously going to check any suspension components while we're here. What we observed was that the tracking, the threads on the tracking, one side is extremely longer than the other. Just look at this side. These threads on this side are extremely longer than the other, so there's obviously someone's adjusted this incorrectly. We'll see if we can rectify this problem. We're going to check the tyres and the depths are all equal, front and rear. And you should ensure that turn plates are under at least the front wheels of the vehicle. And you should check the suspension for damage. It's being checked. Right, the camera's on. We're going to attempt to retrack this vehicle now. We've changed all the bent suspension components. You must level the tracking gauge. So if we move this, it will go green. And when it goes green, press OK, and it should beep with a confirmation. It's saying to us that there are 2 gauges out at the back. So let's see if we can align these gauges. Aligned all these gauges now. We should get some readings. Say OK.